Hello everyone. So today we're going to discuss about the introduction of pollution, and my name is Vimal Raj. I'm a lecturer from the mechanical department from James Polytechnic College. So before getting start to the video, I just want to motivate you guys with a small motivational word, that is, don't judge each day by the harvest you reap, but by the seeds that you plant. So basically, every day is a new day. So when you get into the new day, don't think that you didn't have a good harvest today. Basically, it is all about the seeds that you plant. So when you plant more seeds today, you will not get the next day itself, you will not get the harvest next day itself, you might get it some other day. So always don't look for the results, always see the inputs that you give each and every day. So the inputs might come late, but definitely it will come on one day. So always have a positive mentality that you give your best every day possible, so that you will get a best result on some other day. So let's get into the video. So the content of the lecture today is classification of pollutions and pollutant and water pollution. So this is the content that we're going to discuss today. So classification of pollutions. What are the classifications of pollution? What are the types of pollutions are there? First one is the air pollution, water pollution, soil pollution, marine pollution, noise pollution, thermal pollution, and nuclear hazards. So these are the classification of pollution. In the previous video we have discussed about the air pollution. So in this video we will be discussing about the water pollution. So later on we will be discussing about the other pollution types. So these are the classification of pollutions. You can just go through it. So water pollution. What is water pollution? It may be defined as the alteration in physical, chemical and biological characteristics of water which may cause harmful effect on human and aquatic life. So basically water pollution is nothing but, if for example the water that we drink, it should be white, I mean it should be clear, it should be visible. If suppose any particle present in that, we will not drink, right? So that is a thing. If any alteration in physical, chemical and biological, so basically any changes that happens in the water physically or chemically or biologically, if the characteristics of the water changes, that might cause harmful effects on human as well as the aquatic life, human as well as the living, all the living things. So basically if the water is not clear, if the water is staggy and the water is, I mean the color of the water is blackish, or the water of the color is something else, and if it's not clear, as well as some particles or chemical particle presence in that, even some water, if we see, some waters will be clear in color, but the chemical properties of the water would be different. So when you consume the water, it will be very harmful, because if you take the distilled water, it is very clear, it is the purest form of water, but is it consumable? Can we drink that water? No, we cannot drink that water, because the chemical properties in that distilled water is something which is not adaptable to the humans. So that might cause a harmful effect on the human beings as well as the aquatic life. So when you talk about aquatic life, see, some fishes, some aquatic creatures will live in the fresh water, some will be living in the sea water. That means in fresh water the salt content will not be there, but in the sea water the salt content will be more. So if suppose the industries that has been sending if the industries are sending the wastage to the water, what happens, the chemical content that comes out of the industries will be mixing with the fresh water, the clear water. So obviously when it mixes, what happens, the aquatic life will be affected. The organisms or the living creatures that is living in the water will be affected, because the content or the characteristics that is present in the water will be changed because of the external properties being mixed with that external property is nothing but the wastage from the factories. So those wastage, if it's mixed with the fresh water, it changes the characteristics, it changes the physical characteristics and chemical as well as biological, so that causes a harmful effect on the aquatic life. And if suppose if it is been consumed by human beings, it will also affect. That is the reason the waterborne disease, like so many waterborne diseases are there, is because nothing but these unclean or the change of characteristics happen in the water. Because of that the disease are coming. So see, the drinking water, can we drink water which is having this kind of color? It is highly impossible, and we will not drink that water, because we can literally see from our naked eyes that there is so many particles, black particles, and the color of the water also is not recommended for drinking. So obviously what we will do is we will use a filter or RO systems, or we will be buying water from somewhere else. We will not drink this kind of water. So we have an idea that if we drink this kind of water, it will affect our immune system, as well as our organs. So in order to avoid those things, we should see the conditions, like the color, physical changes. Basically with our naked eyes we can only see the physical things, but we cannot see the chemical and biological. So in order, if we do the test, we can go out and we can check the chemical content in the water. So when we take about Bihar, the water content in our area is like rich in iron and this salt content. So it is not recommended to drink directly. So if we drink directly, means obviously we will get some kidney stones or some problem in our organs. So what we will do is we will do the RO system. We will install the RO, and we will filter that water, and we will drink. So this TDS, nothing called as total dissolved solid. So TDS, so it should be on a particular level where the level has been maintained. So it should not exceed more than 100, or it should not go below 50, because if it goes below also we will not get the minerals, or if it exceeds 100, and it will cause some impact in our organs. So that is how the water pollution acts. So it's nothing but the basic alteration that happens in physical, chemical and biological characteristics of water, which may cause a harmful effect on human and aquatic life. Effects of water pollution. So what are the effects? First one is lower dissolved oxygen levels and makes aquatic organism more vulnerable to disease and toxic chemicals. So basically if you take water has a chemical property in which water has some oxygens, because every human being needs oxygen. So even the fish that lives in the water, it needs oxygen. So how they get the oxygen is nothing but the oxygen that is mixed with the water. They get the oxygen from the water. So because of this pollutions happening, mixing of the chemical things happening, it lowers or it dissolves the oxygen level and makes the aquatic organism more vulnerable. That means it will be very much prone to this kind of situation. So that means it will be easily affected, and it may lead to death or fatal. So those things are very, very important, and we will not get some healthy seafoods. So if it is more vulnerable to disease and all, means can we eat? For example, right now we are facing this corona. So recently a sudden a gossip came that chicken, if we eat chicken we get corona. Suddenly what happened, people they not ready to eat chicken, and everybody started to avoid chicken, and because of that the rate of chicken came very less. So they used to sell only for 10 rupees, 20 rupees, like that. So because why? They thought that it's vulnerable with the corona disease. So because of that they were not ready to eat the chicken. So that what's happened. So if suppose this fishes, all those things that lives in the water, if it's been affected with disease, if we eat that, we will also get the same disease, because it's a life threat. So in order to avoid that, these factories, all those things has to be away from the sea area or coastal area, where in which it should not mix with the water. When a power plant first opens or shutdowns for repair, fish and other organisms adapted to a particular temperature range can be killed by the abrupt change in the water temperature known as thermal shock. Basically, see, even the temperature also plays a major role. See, when there is a power plant is there nearby the sea, the power plant, when it's running, there will be a particular temperature which will be happening, and that temperature will be adapted by the aquatic organisms, the fishes, all those things. They will be adapted to a particular temperature range, and suddenly if the power plant gets shut down or stops, means the temperature change will suddenly will happen in the water. And what happens, these creatures, these fishes have been adapted to a particular temperature, suddenly they have to move, they cannot adapt to the newer temperature, and because of that, what happens, the creature might be killed with the abrupt change in the water temperature. That is called as the thermal shock. So for example, we will take an example of a human. See, during the summer we used to stay in 40 degrees, and suddenly if we go to a place where the temperature is minus 12, it will be very difficult for us to adapt, and it will take so much of time, right? For humans it will take so much of time, and suddenly when we go there, we will face some cold, we will face some fever, so many things are there. So we need to cover up ourselves with some good leather jackets or winter clothes. We have to wear all those things in order to avoid that shock. So but if we take the aquatic life, it is not like that. They don't wear dress, they don't have those things, right? So suddenly if the temperature change happens in the sea or in the water, they might be killed because of the sudden change in temperature. So this is what happens when there is a change in temperature or the chemical that mix in the water. So now we will see a video wherein which we can understand easily understand what is exactly happening in the current situation. So we always know that because of, not only because of the factories, there is so much of things that we are also responsible because for the water pollution, is that we always never care about the surroundings, we always care about our own things, and because of that, what happens, the surrounding, the environment is getting being affected. And so if you take the ship that is running in the water, if the oil spillage happens, leakage happens in the sea, that mix with the water, and because of that, the aquatic animals will be affected. The food chain of the aquatic animal will be directly affected, and because of that, even humans also being affected, will be affected. Okay, and factories, so they have to really take a serious action on to control the wastage of disposable things, because if they are not controlling, means they are straight away sending those wastage things to the rivers, seas, means it will mix with the water, and as I said earlier, it will affect the food chain as well as the health of all the organisms, living beings. Okay, so the control measures of water pollution are: the administration of water pollution should be in the hands of state or central government. So basically it should be in the control of state or central government, and it should not be given to any private parties. Industrial plants should be based on recycling operations, wherein which the recycling things, the disposable again has been used for generating other things, so it should not be disposed. So recycling process, so if we take a plastic, if we use plastic, again we give it, again they make a plastic. Paper, same. So that is what the recycling thing. Industrial plants should be based on recycling operations, because it will not only stop the discharge of industrial waste, into the natural water source, but byproducts can be extracted from the waste. So even the byproducts can be done from the what do you call that, from the disposable. For example, honey. So if we take honey, the comb will be there, right? From the comb we can take wax. That free, it's a waste only. From honey, if we take honey, the wax, the material, the comb, it's a waste only, we can dispose it. But if we do a recycle process, we can take that honeycomb and we can extract the wax and we can make a candle. That's how the process works. Plants, trees and forest controls pollution. They act as a natural air conditioner. So basically plants and trees, we have to plant more trees, and for we have to do this thing, because if the water, excess water thing, it will absorb, the trees will absorb those things. So we have to plant more trees, and the forest has to be it should not be deforestation should not happen. So things we should not cut the trees, we should not destroy the forest. No. Highly qualified and experienced person should be consulted from time to time for effective control of water pollution. So people who are really good in those kind of areas, for example, a good economist was Manmohan Singh. Likewise, so a person who is really good in that particular area, we can consult them and we can get the ideas, and we can really improve the condition of the water pollution. And as an individual, we have to take care. We should not waste the water. We should not waste the chemicals in the sink. We should not throw those things, because that directly go to drainage, and drainage will mix with the, again the drainage will go and mix with the sea. So what happens? It's like a recycle process. It comes again to us only. So we should be really careful that we should not waste those kind of things, and we should not waste the water. We should really save the water, because wasting of water also creates a major problem. So with I've just come to the conclusion. So today we have discussed about the various types of pollutions, and we had an in-depth study on water pollution, how the water pollution happens, what is water pollution, and we also see about the effects of water pollution, how the effects is really affecting the human as well as the living organism and aquatic life. And also we saw the control measures of water pollution, how we can control the measures of water pollution. These are the reference book, you can go through it if you need. So thank you guys, thank you for listening to this lecture, and I hope you guys, this video made you to understand what water pollution is all about, and I hope that you guys take it as a serious, and not only just as a subject. You take this thing, take it in your personal life, and make you be a role model to others, because when we start doing those things, others will follow. So we have to make the first step. So when we do the first step, obviously they will also follow us. So we should try to control the water pollution, and we should save our society, we should save our environment, because we also live in the same environment. Thank you guys.